national, international observers and observation mission in Liberia, we want to take this time to welcome you to our press conference. This press conference is the fourth in the series. Since October 9, we've been in this election situation room. And the situation room has been compiling reports of electoral violence issues across Liberia. From the first conference, there was an opening for up to the 10th of October, which was on the elections day. There were also statements issued. So those two statements plus the opening statement made it 3 plus this evening. Today will be the preliminary declaration on the October 10th elections. So with all being said, I would like to turn over to the decision-making table to read to us the statement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome all of you as the decision body is about to make the final statement after the election has taken place. From tonight, we have 2 persons to give the statement. The Imam will give, and then Sister God will read the final.
Coordinated Election Situation Room, ESR. October 10, 2023, General and Presidential Election in Liberia. Preliminary Declaration. Introduction. On the 9th of October 2023, the West Africa Network for Peace Building Wanep and its partners, including the National Center for the Coordination of Response Mechanism and CCRM and the Liberia Peace Building Office officially opened the Election Situation Room, ESR, at the Single Palace Hotel in Monrovia. This preliminary declaration provides a summary of the observations of the electoral process and actions taken by the eminent persons in the ESR decision room from the pre to the post-election period. Field deployment. It will be recalled that Wanep and his partners deployed 150 monitors, out of which 20 were long-term conflict monitors in 21 identified hotspots to gather data utilizing structured checklists across 19 districts in 9 counties, including Montserrado, Lopa, Grand Eden, Bon, Bapolu, Grand Bassa, Grand Kitmount, Nipa, and Margidi. The election situation room. The ESR is part of a broader project titled Electoral Violence Monitoring, Analysis, and Mitigation, EMA, implemented by Wanep in partnership with National Center for the Coordination of the Response Mechanism, NCCRM, the Economic Community of West Africa States, ECOWAS, and United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel, you know us, with funding from the European Union. The project is also designed to mitigate election violence in West Africa through the National Early Warning System, NEWS. The aims of the ESR is to monitor, analyze, report, and facilitate responses to incidents which may threaten the peaceful conduct of the 10th October 2023 general elections. It is made up of 4 operational sections, namely data gathering, analysis, decision, and communication. In the ESR, 4 14 people were engaged to interface with field observers and collect the data using ArcGIS Survey 123 tool for data collection. The data gathered were analyzed by 7 analysts, and the results were subsequently submitted to the 5 eminent persons for decision making. The ESRO decision room comprised 5 eminent persons drawn from the religious community, University of Liberia, the security sector of the Republic of Liberia, and the ECOWAS National Office, supported by the Executive Director of Wanep. The eminent persons used their good offices and expertise to resolve identified threats and mitigated the impacts through high-level engagement and preventive diplomacy with relevant stakeholders. The ESR was further resourced by 5 fact-checkers who verified information gathered from social media and other outlets. Preparations and opening of police stations. On Tuesday, October 10, 2023, 2,471,617 registered voters comprising 1,237,257 females, about 50.06%, and 1,234,360 males, 49.04%, went to the polls to participate in the elections. Out of the 46 registered political parties, 20 candidates were accredited by NEC to contest the presidency, which included 2 females representing 10% and 18 males representing 90%. Additionally, there were a total of 886 candidates contesting for 73 seats in the House of Representatives, while 100 candidates, including 7 women representing 7%, contested for the 15 available seats in the Senate. The elections were conducted within 5,890 polling centers and 2,080 voting precincts across the country. The ESR observers reported that 74.53% of the polling stations opened on schedule. Only a few places opened between 8:06 to 9:48 a.m. However, at 12 noon, the ESR observers reported that there were some polls yet to open, especially in the Tanguyong, Jim Milton Chede High School, Tumbaville Public Schools in Jacksonville, Wooloken Public School, polling centers in Sano County, as well as in District 3, Marble Public School in Grand Cape Mount County. Also, in Caldwell, New Jersey, Monte Serrano County, it was reported at 11:35 a.m. that voting has started due to the late arrival of election materials and other logistical challenges. NEC officials were present in high numbers at the start of voting in most places, 97.52%, monitored by our observers. However, NEC officials, specifically ballot paper issuers, were not present in some places, including Monserrate County, District number 6, polling center 30310, and Lupa County, District number 4, Bonjaman polling center 21134. Also, in Monserrate District number 10, polling center 30134, and Grand Bassa County, District number 3, polling center 9153. Verification and identification officers were not present at the opening of polls. Additionally, in Grand Cape Mount County, ballot boxes were reported to have arrived late by 11:40 a.m., resulting to voting starting at 11:49 a.m. Generally, there was high level of voters turnout, including women, youth, and persons with disabilities being given special considerations by NEC officials. There was presence of national observers that included the Elections Coordinating Committee, ECC, Wanep, National Center for the Coordination Response Mechanism, NCCRN, Liberia Elections Observation Network, Leon, and most of the polling stations. Beyond the AU and ECOWAS, there were several other international observers in most of the stations visited by our observers. Highlight of incidents. Generally, the elections were conducted in a conducive environment, except for few incidents bordering on voting procedures that led to altercations and in few instances, fist-ups at the initial stages. Number 1, Smart Academy, District number 5, Montserrat County. Violent incidents among voters erupted due to the late opening of the polling station. This also led to altercations between voters and security personnel. Number 2, some voters violated next rules by using mobile phones at the voting center. Our observers reported 7.21% violation of next rules in the areas observed. 3, reports received indicated that security was relatively fair. However, there were minor skirmishes. For example, in Wanep County, in District number 2 at Precinct Ginebra, where an independent candidate was alleged to have incited supporters to disrupt the voting process. 4, in Montserrat County, District number 13, Battle Factory at Wanep-Liberia Academy Polling Center, a voter was allegedly caught with 2 voter ID cards, but he escaped the scene. 5, in Montserrat County, District number 10, at the Westchester High School, it was reported that 2 persons were caught with fake voting cards. 6, in Neba County, District number 1, at Toke Hill Community Foundation Academy Daycare Center, a presiding officer of polling center number 5 was seen having conversation with a candidate in his car, after which the voters asked that he should be replaced. Number 7, at Garden of Prayer polling station, Caldwell, New Jersey, observers reported that at 11:35 a.m., the voting process had not started, which resulted to frustration on the part of voters and subsequent confrontation with NEC officials. 8, at Marble Public School, Marble Town, District number 3, Grand Cape County, ballot boxes arrived 11:40 a.m. and voting process started 11:49 a.m. 9, at Marietta School, District number 15, Montserrat County, a voter wearing an army cap and pretending to be an army officer was arrested by the police. 10, at James Milton Cherry High School, Tanju Young, District number 3, Sando County, the polling center opened late at 11:39 a.m. Closing and counting of votes. The ESR observers reported that 95.1% of polling centers closed without major interruptions. The ESR observers reported that 89.02% of polling centers monitored closed on the scheduled time, while 10.98% did not close on time due to high voter turnout and slow start of the voting process. The ESR observers reported that 90% of those in the queue voted by and before 6 p.m., while only 10% voted beyond 6 p.m. in line with the electoral laws. Majority of the ESR observers reported that 95% of polling centers commenced counting and tallying after the close of polls. However, some polling stations experienced some delay mainly due to logistical reasons and absence of required number of security personnel needed before the counting. ESR observers reported that 90% of polling centers started the counting of ballots in the presence of all required actors, while only 10% reported that some actors were not present during the count. However, the observers further reported that not all political parties and candidates had representations. Also, the report revealed that 98.85% of counting of ballots took place without any interruption and incident, while decisions to cancel or validate ballots were made in consultation with all the actors present at the centers. An overwhelming number, close to 90% of ESR observers reported that complaints, challenges, and claims were reported to the presiding officer people. Some of the complaints reported were the slow starting process and the organization of the voters in the queue. All our observers reported that at the end of the counting, all candidates, agents, and political party representatives signed the tally sheet in the presence of observers.
Therefore, in furtherance of these accounts, actions taken by eminent persons in the decision room will be read out. Eminent persons in the decision room were involved in high-level diplomacy and engagements. They initiated the support and cooperation of NEC and security institutions to address key infractions from the field, such as overcrowdedness at polling places where people with special needs were rejected, security situations where hyper youths overreacted to the slowness of electoral processes, late conduct of elections-related processes at centers with challenging lighting facilities, encouraging field monitors to lend support to voters in getting the necessary information on the arrangements and instruction they need, ensuring that field monitors remain professional during the course of their work, and helping analysts to contextualize information from the field. We move to lessons learned. Lessons learned. Timely and effective communication by the NEC is essential in all phases of the electoral process to dispel rumors and suspicions among political parties, their supporters, and stakeholders. 2, to strengthen collaboration between CSOs and the NEC is necessary to enhance information dissemination at all levels, especially at the community level. 3, highly trained officials of the NEC, especially with requisite knowledge of the electoral procedures, is imperative for effective management of the electoral processes to enhance credibility and trust in the system. 4, media professionalism is key in preventing misinformation and disinformation among the general populace. 5, the presence of election observers enhances credibility at the electoral process. And 6, presence or lack of sufficient security personnel or system is necessary for the confidence of voters and the electoral process. Challenges. We outline 4 challenges. Number 1, lack of effective communication between the NEC and citizens. This led to suspicions and circulation of false information about some electoral procedures and results. 2, the gap in communication between NEC and political party representatives led to the questioning of the credibility of the electoral process. 3, delay in the delivery of electoral materials in some polling stations affected commencement of the voting process. 4, delay in publishing the final registration roll, the FRR, also affected the trust in the system. For our conclusion and recommendations, we have 10 recommendations that have been proper for this outcome. In conclusion, we commend all Liberians for their patriotism and patience in the post-voting activities. We also employ the efforts of the NEC, the political parties, the security services, civil society organizations, women and youth for their contributions toward the general peaceful campaign and voting processes. We express appreciation to the international and domestic election observers for monitoring the electoral process. We encourage all stakeholders to utilize laid-down procedures to seek redress through established legal channels on any electoral grievance. Based on our observations of the October 10, 2023 electoral process, we offer the following recommendations to the various stakeholders for consideration. 1. We urge NEC to continue to be professional and sensitive to the choices of the citizens as they timelessly release the results in line with the electoral laws. 2. We urge political parties to demonstrate leadership and tolerance in the acceptance of the outcome of the October 10 elections. 3. We appeal to political parties to ensure that future elections are more focused on issues rather than personalities. 4. Political parties are urged to build national cohesion and refrain from political rhetoric that deepen divisiveness in the country. 5. We employ political parties to encourage their supporters to be law-abiding and all Liberians to remain peaceful as they await the announcement of the official results by the NEC. 6. The NEC, political parties, and other relevant government institutions should ensure implementation of recommendations from the reports of domestic and international election observation mission, the EOM, to improve the electoral process in the country. Presidential and legislative debates in Liberia should be encouraged and legislated as a means of engaging and enlightening the citizenry on the manifestos of political parties so that electorates can make informed decisions. Political parties and their supporters are encouraged to desist from using abusive words in expressing their views. They must exercise patience while waiting for the NEC to declare the results. The security operatives should intensify timely and effective response mechanisms to address security concerns during the tallying and announcement of results. Lastly, we encourage Liberians to cultivate patriotism and embrace civic responsibility in the interest of national peace and security. John A. Monrovia, October 11, 2023, Wanep election situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Press, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the press release from the decision room. We will now give you the opportunity to ask questions. And please be very civil with your questions, and you will get a better answer. So we now open the floor for questions and answers.
Questions?
have questions, you can please ask our questions. So we see the answers we want.
Any question from the media? Any question from our observers? Local or international? Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Jofina Wanep, and yesterday, observer reported that none of the party observer, that those who were independent candidate, the observer carried a knife at the polling place, and he was arrested. For the news, I didn't hear that being in seriously.
So let me respond. Firstly, the information didn't reach us based upon what was sent from that information didn't reach us. We are not denying that it didn't happen, but the information just didn't reach us.
No, as a matter of methodology, we don't take information that is not from our observers. That's the methodology. If it was from observers, then there's a if it was
For our observer here,
then there's a gap between the analysis.
do you have that copy? Do you send the report? Or maybe they did not get to us.
Yeah.
Maybe sorry, but it did not get to us.
Thank you very much.
So we have the analyst here to respond.
Any of the analysts here, please? Do you? Okay, it did not reach.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can we take other questions?
Somebody back there.
Thank you. My name is Arthur College from Virginia. If I got it clear, you talked about NEC should be sensitive and professional. Could you just explain more in what specific areas that you want for the NEC to be sensitive and professional? During your observation, did you observe any unprofessional behavior from the National Elections Commission? And due to that, what's your overall percentage in terms of performance by the National Elections Commission? If you were to grade them, what percent will you give them? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It is not in our character to grade electoral commissions. The judgment is left for the citizens of Liberia to judge that within the benchmark of what the electoral law says and how much they have complied with the electoral law. However, if there are any infractions or observations that we have received from our observers as a gap in the administration of the electoral process by NEC, we would have reported it and have vividly said exactly what it is. The area of continue to be professional and sensitive to the choices that have been made by the people is simply an advice. It is not a response to an unprofessional act or anything we have observed.
Thank you.
My name is Sisi Chipiwi. I want to know, one was a situation where an elderly person went to register to vote, and one of the records said you cannot afford him carrying on the process, but you should go and invite any of the grandchildren there to come and vote. I think that was a sign of the Election Commissioner carrying on proper voter education prior to the time of election. However, I think and your comments on it. And the two you made, that is what we call the debate of political party. We are saying it almost the whole process, the third parties, we need going to any debate, we don't have any idea on any platform. People just went about and talk, and people went about voting with no clue.
I think it's important that I also give an idea of how we operate the IMAM project. So this is our preliminary declaration. We are still going to review the entire electoral process and come up with a comprehensive report. With that report, we are also going to engage the Electoral Commission, the security agencies, the civil society actors, and all those that are concerned with the organization of the election. So this is just a preliminary report. Already, we have already alluded to that when we say it is important for NEC to collaborate with civil society so that they can further disseminate information even at the community level. So that means that part of the lessons that we have learned is that a lot of people were not having the